How's it going, boys and girls? Welcome back. As you can see, this is not a stomp video. This is actually a HELIX video, and I will explain what it's all about and why I'm doing it. And yeah, you can also notice that I'm still on firmware 260. I just never needed to go any further than that, but obviously we're all kind of sitting waiting for the 280 to drop, which is going to be amazing, and I will definitely be installing that and obviously doing videos with that accordingly. I'm looking forward to the rev amp when that hits. So the reason for today is a band I was involved in last week. There is a guitarist that has just got a HELIX, obviously looking for all kinds of tips. He basically said that he has a Marshall amp simulation, the 2204, and typically he would then take the tube screamer and put that in front and have a big delay and a nice reverb at the end, and says that he can't really hear any difference, you know, with the tube screamer engaged, or if he changes it to something else, like one of the other drive pedals, he can't really hear the difference. So that led me to wanting to share with you a little technique that I use. So it would be beneficial to you if you've got a good pair of headphones on, or a pair of headphones on, and you'll be able to hear exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so here is an amp that I don't really have a lot to do with, which is the German Ubersonic, the Uberschall. I've then changed the cab to my favorite cab, which is the 4x12 Greenback 25. It's a little bit of a low cut on there. I've left the highs alone because I kind of like that sort of screamy, you know, take your face off, not fizziness, but I just like it to be a little bit more obnoxious than most people. There's your settings for the amp. I haven't really done much there except like kind of lowered the bass a little bit and pushed the mid slightly, and just brought the sag down to 2.5. So that is our starting place. This then leads us to the plate delay. I always use the plate delay. That's actually set a little bit too high. Let's just drop that down ever so slightly. I always use the plate delay because I like it. Okay, so this is just the amp with the plate delay. So it's already quite gainy, you know, and again, I like that. That's my thing. It's just another Johnny Lee gain patch. That could actually be a thing now. So on the end here is the tile delay. Now, I use this 99.99% of the time, and I will show you why. So what I'm going to do now, this is the bit where the technique comes in, of to building this patch and how I do it, and to hear the difference between each pedal or delay or reverb or overdrive or what have you. So I'm at the 2nd fret, and everything is going to be on just a normal A chord. I'm not plucking the strings. All I'm doing is I'm just putting my finger down on the 2nd fret. That's all I'm doing. Okay, so I'm not really kind of strumming it at all. I'm not really touching it like that. So what I'll do is I will engage that chord just by tapping the strings with my first finger at the 2nd fret, and then I will turn the tile delay on and off, and you will hear how it activates and affects the sound. Hear that? So it kind of picks it up. If I throw the mix all the way up a little bit and turn it off, you'll hear it. And that's too much. So where we were before, round about the 40% mark. Maybe a little bit less again. We'll go a little bit less. And same thing. So that's nice. So what that does then is it gives me a chance to kind of roll the volume all the way up on the guitar, play without, and then play with. And and without. And with. The reason that I use the second fret and just use the A chord and either the G or the D string on its own, which we're going to do next, it's a couple of reasons. One, it's just an easier, more comfortable position for me to be in. And two, it's clearer to me. So what he was saying about the drive pedals, so if we go into the drive distortion area, what will happen now is I might just leave that tile delay off for a minute. I'll just leave the plate on. So I will go through them on a single G note, the G string on the second fret. Yeah, we'll stick with the G. And I'll just quickly run through just a couple of these and I'll show you what I mean. So first is the kinky boost. So we'll put the kinky boost in. And hopefully you can see that coming off and switching back on. And then we'll go to the deranged master, same thing, second fret, just touching the G string with my first finger. Clear your dirty mind. So you can hear the difference in how more aggressive that one is, okay? But if I play that full chord. And as the note fades out. So it kind of gives you an idea of, you know, how these things work sonically, the way that they interact with the amp. So my current favorite is either the Minotaur or the Timmy pedal. So let's just stick with the Minotaur for now. You can probably push that a little bit more just on the gain, just to kick the amp in the teeth a little bit more. So it's not too overbearing. Just switch that on and off. Okay, so you get an idea of what I'm doing. So if I then take the tile delay and put that on at the end. So the idea being is just to play that note, kind of let it die out on its own and then start switching these things on and off and you get a better idea of how they interact with the amp. The sloppy playing is optional. Delay settings, I've gone through a bit of a change with delays lately. Normally in my patches I run stereo delays. I will go at the dual delay 375 one side, 500 milliseconds the other side, but now I've just opted to go for a less intense delay, just kind of quick. It's like 379 milliseconds. Okay, so we'll just turn that delay off. We've got a couple of little spaces there we can kind of fill in. So let's put in a wah. One of my favorites at the minute, again, I'm kind of just revisiting the HELIX after being on Stomp for so long, is the Veta wah. And I always drop the mix down to about 70-something%. around about there. Let's hear how it sounds. And again, it's not about, you know, the playing as such. It's kind of just picking out good single notes and listening how the wah behaves itself, if you like. The thing with that wah is it's quite intense, you know. I like it a lot. It's good. All right, good. So, let us leave that there. And what I'm going to put on the end here. So, same kind of thing. I'm just kind of just filling in a little bit of time now. What will the script phase give us? Will it give us what we want? See, I kind of like that as well. So the thing with the script phase is it's one of them things that's a little bit subjective. You know, some people will put it just before the amp, just after the distortion. Some people have even put it the other side of the cab. I'm just kind of just trying to fill in the blanks a little bit for you. So let's just quickly recap. If you're using a wah within the HELIX, kind of drop the mix down a little bit. The Veta wah benefits from being kind of under 70%. When you then pick your overdrive channel, your overdrive pedal, sorry, just do that technique. So just go to the second fret, pick the G or the D string, and just tap it with your finger, your first finger on the second fret, and turn these things on and off, because you'll hear how each one sounds and behaves. Same as when we did the thing with the tile delay. And a full chord. Alright, so that's it. Just a quick tip video for you. I will see you on the next one, and hopefully the next time we speak, 280 would have dropped, and there'll be a whole load of like new goodies for us to play around with. Alright, thanks for watching, thanks for dropping by. Don't forget, if you haven't clicked subscribe, do that now, because it gives me a purpose to get out of bed in the morning, and hit the notification button.